Hi and Assalamualaikum. Today in this video presentation, my group will present about MISC fraud cases, a comparative ratio analysis. And my name is Nuliana binti Osman and my matric number is 255-833. So I think everyone know what is MISC, but I will tell it again. So MISC is a Malaysian company incorporated in 1968 as a shipping line in maritime sector, and the main scope of business are shipping related business activity, offshore floating facility like marine repairing, conversions, engineering and construction work. And the biggest main shareholder of MISC is Petronas itself. And in 2018, MISC has been under observations of MACC regarding the power abuse and the corruption involved 109 million ringgit, and this corruption occurred between 2010 until 13. So we will begin our analysis with two main ratio, which is return on asset and return on common shareholder equity, ROCE. So as we can see here is the graph of the return on assets of MISC between 2010 until 2013. The formula is net income divided by the average total asset. And we can see here that in 2011, the ROA is negative because in 2011, MISC has reported a net loss, and the ROA are getting better in 2012 and is getting even better in 2013. So if we see the pattern of the ROA, we can conclude that MISC might perform an earning management is a big path where a company show a loss in current year and in certain year to make subsequent year look much more better, but excessive earning management might lead to a financial statement fraud. And then we go to ROCE. ROCE is kind of similar with ROA, but ROCE is from the perspective of the investor. The formula is net income divided by the average common equity, stockholder equity. And if you can see from the graph, in year 2011, the ROCE is negative because the MISC, like I say in ROA, they report a net loss. But then we can see that in 2012 and 2013, it's getting better. And we can see the value of ROCE here. It increased in 2012 until 2013 because of the net income in 2013 is greater than 2012, even though the average equity doesn't increase much because the formula in calculating the ROCE is net income divided by the average common stockholder equity.
Hi, my name is Nur Farhana and my matric number is 251129. Next, I will talk about gross profit margin. Gross profit margin is a measurement of profitability that shows the percentage of the revenue that exceeds that cost of goods sold. It shows that how successful the executive management team in generate revenue from the cost involved in producing product and service. Okay, we can see that in the graph, MIC has generated the highest gross profit ratio in 2013, which is 22.89%. This meant that for every ringgit MIC has generated in sales, the company will generate 23 cents in gross profit before other business expenses are paid. In this ratio, the higher ratio is better as this will show that the company is selling inventory for higher profit. We can see that in 2011, the percentage of profit margin dropped to 12.08% compared to the previous years, 2010, which is 17.42%. But in 2012, the percentage increased to 22.54% and it still increased by the following year in 2013. Okay, next we move to the operating profit margin ratio. Operating profit margin ratio is indicate how much profit a company make after paying for variable costs and production, such as wages and raw material. It's also expressed as a percentage of sale and then show the efficiency of a company control the costs and expenses related with the business operation. Based on the graph, you can see that in the year 2010, MIC have made 18.21%, which is 18 cents before interest and tax for the every ringgit of sale. But in 2012, we can see that there are huge gap in the percentage of the profit in this year. It shows a negative profit that MIC have made before interest in that year, which is 40.37%. It shows that in the particular year, the company did not control its costs and expenses well during its business operation, compared to the other 3 years, which is 2010, 2012, and 2013, that show the positive profit percentage in that particular year. Next, we will move to the net profit percentage ratio. Net profit percentage is a ratio of the after-tax profit to the net sale. It reveals the remaining profit after all the costs of production, administration, and financing have been deducted from sales and income tax recognized. Based on the graph, the net profit in MIC percentage decreased in year 2011, which is 127.5%. It increased again in 2012, which is 49.91%, and 2013 is 108.59%. We can see that MIC have negative percentage in year 2011 as compared to the year 2010, 2012, and 2013. The ratio was made to evaluate the profitability of business from its primary operation in order to see whether the business is constantly improving its profit or not. A higher ratio represents the effective of the company in order to manage its business relation. Based on the graph above, it shows that MIC did not manage its profit efficiently in year 2011 as compared to the other years, which is 2010, 2012, and 2013.
Next is cash turnover ratio. So, cash turnover ratio is to indicate the frequency of time cash that can be turned over in an accounting period. It is categorized under efficiency ratio by divide the revenue by cash. When the company shows the figure of this ratio, so the company have the potential to pay off its current liability with their cash. So this analysis we have compared within the 4 year. So based on the figure here, it presents that MIC Berhad having fluctuate in turning their cash between year 2010, which is 1.75, to year 2013, which is 1.86. For 2011, it increased up to 3.66, which gives the higher ratio between the 4 years. Indeed, MIC Berhad having the potential to cover their liabilities. However, the decrease from 2010 to 2013 would suggest that they're becoming less efficient at refreshing their cash balances. So this will go. Okay, next is account receivable turnover. So this ratio, it will measure how the company can actively collect its debt or extend its credit. The higher account receivable turnover ratio will indicate that the company are capable of collecting its credit sales when compared with the 4 year. So from this figure, we can analyze that MIC Berhad account receivable has shown a falling off trend from 2010, which is 6.91, up to 2012, which is 2.83. However, there were upturn figures for 2013, which is 3.15. From the result, we can summarize that MIC Berhad have a high potential in collecting their cash from the account receivable because it is more than 1.00. However, it is not sustainable up to year 2013. It has a big difference between year 2010, which is 6.91, with year 2013, 3.15. So MIC perhaps still have a huge ability as the ratio is more than 1.00.
Wabarakatuh. My name is Siti Nur Azlina binti Muhammad Sharif. My metric number is 255873. I will continue with another two ratio, which is inventory turnover ratio and working capital turnover. This is the pattern of inventory turnover from the year 2010 until 2013. Inventory turnover ratio determines the number of times the inventory is purchased and sold during the inventory usually reflect the growth in sales. If sales increase, the inventory and COGS also should be increased. You can see in 2011, the inventory turnover ratio is decreased. So, from the statement I mentioned before, we can think that it should be COGS and inventory must be decreased in the 2011. But from the annual report that I have used, in 2011, only the COGS is decreased, but inventory is increased. So, it's might be fraud happened in 2011 because in 2012 and 2013, the COGS and inventory follows the pattern of the inventory turnover. This is the working capital turnover ratio pattern from the year 2010 until 2013. From the ratio, we can see that in 2011, the pattern are also decreasing compared to 2010. Working capital turnover ratio measures how well a company is utilizing its working capital to support a given level of sales. So in 2011, the working capital turnover ratio decreased to negative, which is negative 11.67%. The current asset and current liability in 2010 are both increasing in amount. Review of cash deposit and bank balance in 2010 to 2013 shows that they are decreasing at an unusual rate. COGS decreased from 2010 until 2013, but sales generated increasing in 2012. The increasing of sales are not consistent with the decreasing of cost of goods sold. So this can indicate that in 2011 might occur fraud.
Asset turnover and PP turnover. Asset turnover is how measure the efficiency of company use the asset in generate the sales or revenue in the company. So for each of RM 1 ringgit of asset generates the ratio of sale. Same with a PP, it shows that how much RM 1 ringgit of sales the company gets for each RM invested in PPE. It's measure of how efficiency companies are at generate the revenue from fixed assets, such as building vehicles or machinery. So from this graph, it show that asset turnover ratio from 2010 until 2013, it shows that the asset turnover is decreased from 2010, which is 0.34, 2011 0.22, 2012 0.25, and 2013 0.22. So same as PP in PP turnover, 2010 is 10.6, in 2011 8.48, 2012 5.06, 2013 4.84. So how that asset and PPE turnover can detect the fraud? Based on this Sun Daily article, it states that commission was prepared for work for a tanker vessel at cost 61.6 million, while the early findings show that the actual cost of the repair for the tanker is estimated to be just 31 million. So the marine repair is one of principal business for MIC. So it shows that drastically changed from what we see in this previously draft. Might lead the fraud because they use the PPE or asset, which is machinery, to repair the tanker vessel and add on the charge. It proves that they generate the revenue from fixed asset by the fraud. Thank you. So the conclusion is, based on all financial ratio analysis that we have done between year 2010 to 2013, we can see that they have a different pattern for each year. So the pattern of ratio 2011 for most of the ratio shows unusual pattern at a decrease or increase drastically, and have a certain ratio which is ROA, return on asset, return on capital equity, working capital turnover, have a positive and negative ratio, right? Like in 2010 have a positive ratio, in 2011 have a negative ratio. Cash turnover ratio also have a drastic increase from 2010 to 2011 and drastic decrease again from 2012 and 2013. So it shows, this graph shows that 2011 is the most relevant year to explain that this is a signaling to the fraud that has been alleged in the MIC Berhad. From this all ratio that we have done, it proved that what Article Sundaily state, which has false payment claims were made between 2010 and 2013. Thank you from me, Nashazan Najia binti Muhammad Shukri 255798, and thank you from our groups from S Group 1.